This is Math 7, and I am going over the homework for lesson 9-1. All right, so first question is find the circumference of each circle. So the circle that they're referencing is this one right here, or this one right here for number 2. All right, so we know that circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. All right, so circumference, and I am going to use my text writing instead. And so I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. So we can have it is equal to 3.14 times the diameter is 9. And if you don't know what that is off the top of your head, because it is a decimal, we can go over and grab a calculator. And I am just using the Desmos Scientific Calculator, assuming that it loads, which it's being weird about. All right, so 3.14 times 9 is 2826. All right, so we'll just go ahead and put that in, and 28.26 inches. And that's our answer. All right, let's go over here. So in this one, we have the radius. So we know that circumference is 2 times the radius because the diameter is the same as the radius. Sorry, 2 times the diameter. The diameter is the same as 2 times the radius. All right, so they have us using 22/7 as the symbol for pi. And we're doing that because the number that we're going to put in here is just 7. And so if we put in 7, we have 22/7 times 7 is equal to those 7s. One is in the denominator and one is in the numerator. Cancel out, so they just equal 22. So then we're going to take 22 and we're going to times it by 2, and we're going to end up with 44. So our answer is going to be 44 centimeters. All right, so number 3 says find the circumference of each circle, and we can use 3.14 or we can use 22/7. I recommend if you have a number that is 7 or 14, that's a good time to use 22/7. So let's go ahead and do the first one. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to grab it in a different color, and I'm going to do number 3. So we have 25, and we multiply it by 3.14. I'm going to do that on my calculator in my hand instead of the one on Desmos, but remember that one works just as well. So the answer there equals 78.5. So we can put it over here. Don't forget to include your units. 78.5 meters. All right. Again, on this one, we're going to do the same thing. So for number 4. All right. So for number 4, we have 2 times the radius, which is 4.8. And we're going to multiply that by 3.14. Again, I'm going to just do it on my calculator in my hand, but you can do it on the calculator on the computer. So that's going to end up being 30.14. All right, I'm going to leave the number 5 for you to do because I think you get the idea. A round swimming pool has a circumference of 66 feet. Carlos wants to buy a rope that goes across the diameter of the pool, and it costs 0.45 per feet. Carlos needs 4 feet more than the diameter of the pool. So we're going to have to do this in a couple of steps, but thankfully they're going to walk us through it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the diameter. So the circumference is 66 feet. So that means that 66 is equal to 3.14 times the diameter, right? So then what we're going to put here is we're going to put 66 feet. And we're going to divide both sides because this is multiplied here. We're going to divide both sides by 3.14. So let's see what that is. 66 divided by 3.14. So 21.02. So our diameter is going to be approximately 21. All right, now we need to find the cost. So he needs 21 plus 4 more. So 21 plus 4 more feet of rope, right? Because he needs 4 more than the diameter. That's so he can tie it off there. How much is it going to cost? So 21 plus 4 equals 25. So he needs 25 feet of rope. We're going to take 25 and we're going to multiply it by 0.45. Notice that this is less than 1. So in your brain, you should be thinking it's going to get smaller. So let's see what that is. 25 times 0.45, 11.25. So how much is he going to pay? He's going to pay $11.25 for the rope. All right, find each measurement to the nearest hundredth. Again, this is a tricky one because what they're trying to say is that the circumference is equal to 3.14 yards. So what times 3.14? I'll put it over here. So 7 is C is equal to 3.14. And the circumference is always equal to 3.14 times the diameter, right? So that means that the only thing that you can multiply a number by itself is going to be 1. So that means it's going to be 3.14 times 1. So that means the diameter is equal to 1. So then the radius should be half of that. What's half of 1? That's 1/2. So 1/2 or 0.5, and that makes the diameter 1. All right? That 1 should be down enough that it's on the diameter line. All right, let's do one more, and then I'll leave number 9 for you. So the circumference is equal to 78.8. So 78.8 equals 3.14 times the diameter. So that means since it's a times, to get it by itself, we need to divide both sides. So that's going to be 78.8 divided by 1.4. Sorry, 3.14. All right, let's go over to Desmos and figure out what that is. So that was 78.8 divided by 3.1. All right, so 25.09. So we can round that to 25.1. So that means the diameter equals 25.1. If the diameter is 25.1, then we know the radius is half of that. So 25.1 divided by 2 equals the radius. Okay, so I'm just going to take this number right there and I'm going to divide it by 2. I get 12.5.